How can they say this about me? I don't believe it. I show them. I record everything.
Wow, that's disappointing. Oh, hi everybody. It's good to see y'all. I was here in April with the spring edition of Night Visions and introducing the room. And how many of you were at that screening? Quite a few. So I'm really happy to say at that screening, I told you that we were going to do everything we could to get Greg Sestero here in Finland, and now it's happening. He's here. Greg Sestero is here. And he's going to be here, not right now, in like half an hour, but tonight is going to be every Room fan's wet dream. Is there anybody here who haven't seen The Room? Okay, you're not going to have an idea of what's going to go on, what's going to happen here. You're going to like, what the fuck is this? You're going to see The Room, but that's the last thing tonight. So when you see The Room, you go, oh, that's what it was about, all of it. That's who he is, that guy that people are freaking out about on stage. What's going to happen today is that in a second, we're going to see a very special documentary, because Greg, 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, released a book called The Disaster Artist, telling about his friendship with Tommy Wiseau, who directed The Room, and also the creation of The Room. And this book is now being turned, actually it's done, it's made into a movie by James Franco, Seth Rogen, and Evan Goldberg, called The Masterpiece. James Franco plays Tommy Wiseau. Dave Franco plays Greg Sestero, and it's going to be released next year, and is based on The Disaster Artist. But when Greg released the book, he also created a 30-minute documentary that's only been screened on the book tour. It's never been released before, and you guys are going to watch it in a second. It's really cool. It's a 30-minute look into sort of the creation of the movie, with interviews with the entire cast, not Tommy, but the rest of the actors in the movie. Tommy's not going to be here only in spirit. What a spirit. And then afterwards, we're going to come back and Greg will be here. He's going to come up on stage and stand here, and you can drool, and you can do everything you want, just as long as you don't attack him. And we're going to do, he's going to read parts from his book, and we're going to do a live reading of the original Room script. Yeah. And if you think the movie is weird, just wait till you hear the script. It's even more fucked up than The Room, than the movie. And for this, if there's anyone in the audience who think, I would be the perfect Denny, I would be the perfect Lisa, I would be the perfect Peter, I would be the perfect Johnny, then think about it. Maybe you'll get the chance to actually come up here on stage and act out scenes from the original play with Greg Sestero playing Mark. How cool is that? Yeah! So amazing! And then, of course, we're going to do a Q&A. You can ask all the questions you want. And then we have a really cool surprise. Like, really, really cool surprise. You're going to be... I'm not going to say anything else. Really cool surprise. And then after that, of course, we're going to screen the movie itself, The Room. So it is going to be a great night for all Room fans, and a great weird night for those who haven't seen it. It's about, this is the worst movie ever made. Very short. It's the worst movie ever made. Released 2003. It's really cool. It's really funny, but it's not meant to be, and you're gonna love it. So, without further ado, we're gonna start with screening the special documentary, The Disaster Artist, which is gonna be 30 minutes, and after that, we're gonna get the man himself up on stage. But first, enjoy The Disaster Artist documentary.
When I'm old and gray, and someone comes up to me and asks what it was like to be a part of the room, I would tell them to remember the movie Carrie, where she's standing on the stage in front of everyone and blood falls on her and she's embarrassed and says they're all gonna laugh at you. But I didn't kill everyone afterwards.
That's correct. That's what the twist is, you see?
I think The Room might really have been lightning in a bottle because you can't recreate a bad movie.
There aren't that many movies that people get all dressed up like the characters, that go to see at midnight and become huge fans of. They jeer and they laugh and they throw spoons and they make fun of it. It's been a complete amazement.
There's so many bad movies that are bad because they are technically bad, and The Room is deeply philosophically bad.
Most people, when they watch a movie, they care about the characters on the screen, the protagonists. You don't care about the protagonist or any of the characters in the room. You care about the people behind the screen. Who are these people? Who are these actors? How did they make it through this film? Who's Tommy?
To be or not to be? That is the question.
People are calling it the new Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I think it's such a joy to be a part of it.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those very interesting Hollywood stories that you can soon read about.
What a story, Mark.
And for those of you thinking, oh, that sounds like a great book, where can I get it? You can get it after the screening of The Room outside. Cheap. Cheap, 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 cheap. Okay, now I need your help. To help me in saying the biggest, you can shout it, you can sing it, just make sure that it comes from the bottom of your room-loving heart, a huge oh hi Mark on 3. Are you with me? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh hi Mark! Please welcome Mr. Glenn Sestero!
Oh, hi, Helsinki. Thanks for coming out. What did you think about Tommy's jean selling skills, right? You know what, that's what really drew me to him when I saw him perform Shakespeare on the stage. I was like, I gotta find out who the hell this guy is. So how many people here have not seen The Room? Oh, shit, okay. I'm gonna give you guys a really quick intro of what it's like to try to go out to dinner with Tommy. It's not easy. Tommy Wiseau has always been an eccentric dresser, but on a late summer night in 2002, he was turning the heads of every model, weirdo, transvestite, and facelift artist in and around Hollywood's Palm Restaurant. People couldn't stop looking at him. I couldn't stop looking at him. Even today, a decade later, I still can't unsee Tommy's outfit. nighttime sunglasses, a dark blazer as loose and baggy as rain gear, sand-colored cargo pants with pockets filled to capacity. Was he smuggling potatoes? A white tank top, clunky Frankenstein combat boots, and 2 belts. Yes, 2 belts. The first belt was at home in its loops. The second draped down and back to cup Tommy's backside, which was, he always claimed, the point. It keeps my ass up. Plus it feels good. And then there was Tommy himself, short and muscular, his face as lumpy and white as an abandoned draft of a sculpture, his enormous snow shovel jaw, his long, thick, impossibly black hair, seemingly dyed in magic marker ink, currently sopping wet. Moments before we walked in, Tommy had dumped a bottle of Arrowhead water over his head to keep this poofy stuff from afflicting his considerable curls. He had also refused to let the Palms valet park his silver SL500 Mercedes-Benz, worried the guy would fart in his seat. So, yeah, and then we decided we were going to make a movie together. So it all started in an acting class, and which usually you go to learn how to act. But I was sitting in a basement, and Tommy went up on stage and started performing this Shakespearean sonnet. Led me not to the marriage of true minds, amid impediments. We had no idea what the hell was going on. So the teacher really wanted to stop him, and when she finally did, they broke out into an argument where Tommy was saying that he knew more about Shakespeare than she did. May I correct you? So that didn't really go well, but I figured I needed to find out who the hell this guy was. And it wasn't about acting, it wasn't about anything else. He had this fearlessness to him, and I figured it'd be fun, find out who this guy is. So he said, you know what, I meet you here, don't be late, okay? He had me meet him at a bank, which I thought was really interesting. He showed up about 30 minutes late. I figured, what would this guy drive? An ice cream truck? A hearse? I didn't know, I had no idea. But he showed up in like a brand new Mercedes. First thing he said to me is, you know, I get cranky if I don't eat, so we need to go eat. And we start rehearsing in the restaurant, going back and forth. He starts yelling, doing his lines. Then we end up in a park where he starts telling me that maybe a vampire lives here. Then he went on to say maybe he was a vampire. But then I got to see a different side of him. He started asking me, you know, what's your dream? What do you want to be? And I was like, you know, it's not easy to be an actor and move to LA. You need money. And he said, you can be an actor. You know, you can be a big star. You need to go for it. I said, yeah, sure. He said, so what's your dream? I said, well, I got to move to LA. And he goes, I have an apartment in Los Angeles. You can use it if you want, $200. I was like, really? Yeah, I can't give you for free, you know, because then people think something. But anyway. So then I said, okay, shit, let's go check it out. I figured it would be a cardboard box or something, but it ended up being actually a really nice one-bedroom apartment. And there was no furniture, just one bed. So I figured I'm gonna hang out, sleep in the living room. Tommy's gonna take the bed. He turns on the shower, starts singing Aladdin. This isn't so bad. And then he jumps on the bed, door closes slightly, and then I hear somebody's chicken. I didn't know what it meant. I just figured it was Tommy being Tommy. And never thought about it again. I ended up hanging out in the apartment, and on my 4th audition in LA, I booked a lead in a really weird movie. I have a knack for ending up in weird movies, but it was called Retro Puppet Master. It was, you know, a typical role that a first actor, your first role is, but Tommy thought it was like Citizen Kane or something. So it inspired him that he decided after seeing footage from that movie that he was going to move to LA. And he was going to move right into the apartment. So when I got back from shooting that movie, I had a new roommate who put up a black curtain that covered half the apartment. And he peered out behind it and he said, nobody's allowed in here unless you have special access. So I didn't know what the hell to think. he said, if you can be actor, I can be actor too. And so we were roommates, and I would come home and he'd be hanging upside down from the pull-up bar in my door jam like a bat. And when he wasn't doing that, he was working on his accent, saying the same line into a tape over and over with somebody listening on the phone. You think it's good, do you? Then again, you think it's good, do you? So I don't know if the woman on the other end of the phone hung up or killed herself, but I figured I gotta get out of this place, I need a break. So I took Tommy to see a movie called The Talented Mr. Ripley, and I figured it would give him a little hint of like space, you know, giving somebody a little bit of space. But he decided that message from that film was that he needed to write his own movie. And so that's what it did. So he said, when people see my movie, they will not sleep for 2 weeks. And so he said, sit down. You have 3 main characters. You will be called Mark, like this guy, Mark Damon. And I was like, it's Matt, but anyway, keep going. So he's predicted that this movie that he would write would shock the world, and so he started writing it while we were roommates, and then one day he just picked up and left, disappeared, said he was going to London. I don't think he was in London, but 9 months later he emerged and brought me to a diner, and he's like, here, I want you to read something. I was like, yeah, sure. I'll check it out. No, I want you to read right now. Right here. So I read this script called The Room. It was a script/play. You couldn't really decide what it was going to be. And so I read it opposite him, and I thought, man, if this thing ever gets made, watch out. If you thought there was a better version of The Room out there, or a worse version of The Room, whichever, there is. So, and we're going to read some scenes from it tonight, if you guys are up for it. Yeah! So we're going to read a few scenes. We'll have a few opportunities, but we need to start with the Johnny and Elisa. Whoever wants to give it a shot. Don't be chicken. You want to be Johnny? No? Anybody want to come up?
I think it's a perfect Johnny, that guy in the back. Come up here. Come up here.
I think he's tipsy today. What about Elisa?
He had too much vodka.
Does anybody want to be Lisa or? Yeah, right there. All right.
Lisa! Oh, hi,
Of course, what do you think? Oriental's mind is the practice, and the fact says money that they're using it. And I'm the fool.
We didn't get the perfect Johnny.
Of course, what do you think?
I'm gonna do the narration and the description of the scenes, because that's also really, really weird.
So, one page and page one.
Page 1.
You start at page 1. Lisa will be the first one to say. You know where we're gonna end.
Tearing me apart!
The Room, Act 1. No, we're going to start with the intro, which is really cool. The Room by Tommy P. Wiseau. This play can be played without any age restriction. It will work if the chemistry between all the characters makes sense. Human behavior and betrayal applies to all of us. It exists within ourselves. You love somebody, do you? What is love? You think you have everything, but you don't have anything. You have to have hope and spirit. Be an optimist. But can you handle all your human behavior or others' behavior? You don't want to be good, but great. The Room, Act 1. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge, sunrise behind the bay, then an external shot of an apartment building south of Market Street. This is a play, not a film. There is a shot of a window of the room. It is furnished simply. As we pan across the room, we see a man and a woman asleep and partially naked. You should take off your jacket, Tommy. The alarm clock rings. The man reaches to the clock and turns it off. He sleepily arouses and puts on his shorts and walks slowly to the bathroom. He closes the door. Hand back to the woman waking up. The man comes out of the bathroom and smiles tenderly at her.
I'm not a slave here, am I?
Did you like last night?
Yes, I did.
Pause.
Sit for a minute. Where's my coffee?
What time do you have to be there?
He pulls a suit from the closet and throws it on the bed and starts dressing.
I told many times. Where's my coffee?
He is yelling.
What time do you have to be there?
I told many times. I told. Sorry.
Promotion. That's all I hear about. Here's your coffee and English muffin. Now.
He sits down at the table, drinking and eating.
All my doggy lets me. If you don't do that, I have to think about our future.
Well, at least I don't have a promotion to think about.
You have too much competition in the computer field.
I can handle it. You worry about yourself.
You sound like you. We have separate lives. We'll be married next month, Lisa.
Yeah. Well.
He stands up.
Thank you for breakfast.
He kisses her on the cheek and leaves.
See you later.
Alright, another Johnny and Lisa. Want to give it a shot? Back there, you two? Alright.
Please give a warm applause to Johnny and Lisa. Scene 5. Lisa. Smiling, she very quickly straightens the bed. Then she washes the coffee cups, puts the candles away and changes to jeans and a t-shirt. She puts pasta in the oven and settles in the chair with a magazine. Shortly, There's the sound of a key in the door. Johnny enters the apartment with one red rose.
Hi, how are you?
He gives Lisa the rose and takes his blazer off and sits down on the couch. Lisa, she's smiling and putting the rose to her nose.
Thank you. I'm doing great. You are so charming. You always give me flowers. You're so unique. Let me kiss you.
She gets up and kisses Johnny on the cheek.
What's cooking? You're awfully happy today. What's up? Did you get a client?
I called dozens of clients, but no one needs my service. It's very tough. Do you feel like eating now?
I'm starving. What else did you do today? You're in a very good mood.
Let me fix the pasta.
I'll take a shower.
Johnny disappears into the bathroom. Lisa waits until the water is running and dials a number on the phone.
Hi, Mark. I miss you.
I just saw you. What are you talking about? Are you crazy?
Sorry, my darling. I just wanted to hear your sexy voice. I can tell you something else. I like how you... Oh my God. I like how you put our sexy hands around my body. And I love you.
Is Johnny there?
Yeah, he's in the shower, but I like you better.
I don't understand you. Why do you do that?
Because I love you.
Sarcastically.
You don't care, do you?
Yes.
See you later.
Yes, I do care, but we agreed it's over between us.
I understand. I'm with you. It's our secret. I still have feelings for you, but I guess you don't care.
Yes, I do care. Don't drive yourself crazy.
The water stops running.
I have to go now. See you later, my darling.
Don't call me that.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Johnny comes out of the bathroom with a towel around his middle and goes to the closet.
Who are you talking to?
My mother.
Is she okay?
Oh, she tested for breast cancer, and now she's talking about dying.
It's no big deal these days.
I'm sorry, I got lost. Oh, it's right. No, I'm not worried.
She's preparing dinner and putting everything on the table.
Dinner is ready.
They sit down to eat.
What happened last night? I don't remember anything. Did we make love?
You don't remember? You poor little thing. You don't remember when you hit me?
Johnny is yelling.
Hit you? I never would do that, even if I was drunk. You must be kidding. It's not true, is it? Do you have a bruise?
Yes, it's true.
They are eating.
I will never drink again. I feel sick. I can't eat anymore.
He is pushing his plate away.
I'm strong. Don't worry about it. I need some money. I have to buy a new dress.
How much do you want?
Around 300.
Why so much?
He pulls out his wallet and hands her 3 $100 bills.
Thank you, Johnny.
She kisses him on his cheek.
You are always so generous with me.
I have to be. We will be married soon. You love me, don't you?
Of course I do.
Lisa gets up, clears the table, and changes her clothes.
I am going to the roof to straighten out my head.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Don't worry about it.
anybody want to play psychologist?
Imagine a rooftop, if you can. Mark throws a joint to the floor and smashes it out with his shoe. He's yelling.
Who are you calling a kid? Fuck you.
Peter grabs him by the arm. They stand up together.
Cool it, Mark. I'm just trying to help you. I know you're having an affair with Lisa. Am I wrong?
Mark jerks his arm away from Peter's grip and hits him in the face with his fist and knocks him down. Hits him in the face with his fist. Peter is unconscious. Mark stares at him.
Wake up, man, wake up!
Mark. Mark looks around and sees a bucket of water, grabs it and pours it on Peter's face. Peter shakes his head and slowly wakes up. Then he sits up.
We skip this.
He's been unconscious.
What are you doing? Are you crazy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. You're my best friend. Are you okay?
Don't worry about it. Let's talk about your problem.
Peter takes his shirt off and wipes his face with it. Mark sits next to Peter.
Are you sure you're okay?
Pause.
Why do you want to know my secret? Well, you're right, it's Lisa. I don't know what to do, I'm so depressed. I think I'll kill myself. Johnny is my best friend. She is so manipulative.
How did this happen? If Johnny finds out, that will be the end of your friendship. What were you thinking? Look, life is very complex, but you have to face it. You have to be responsible. My advice to you is that you should stop thinking about her and never do sex with her. Find another girl. That's my advice. Lisa's a sociopath. She cares only about herself, and she's incapable of loving anyone.
Whatever, Peter. Let's go.
They go out the door.
Michelle and Lisa, last scene. Anybody want to go?
Last opportunity. Oh, hi, Lisa. Yep.
What about Michelle?
You know, Michelle, the chocolate is a symbol of love. Where's Michelle? There! Please give a big hand to Michelle. The doorbell rings. Ding dong!
Who is it? It's me, Michelle.
Lisa kisses Mark. The doorbell rings. Lisa opens it. How can the doorbell ring before or after they actually? Oh, okay. Lisa opens it and Michelle comes in carrying a grocery sack.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. I brought the stuff.
I knew I could count on you.
Hi, Mark. XYZ.
What are you talking about?
Examine your zipper.
Mark hurriedly zips up.
You guys are too much.
Michelle to Lisa.
What can I do to help you?
I have to go now.
Mark goes out the door.
What is he doing here?
Oh, he brought some takeout.
What about his zipper?
Michelle and Lisa laugh hysterically.
Leave him alone. He's a nice guy.
No, I mean, did something happen?
He tried to rape me. But I didn't let him.
Did you tell Johnny yet?
No. They're good friends.
I know, tricky.
You know, I really loved Johnny at first.
Really? I thought you loved him now.
Until now, I did think I still love him. Everything's changed. I need more from life than Johnny can give me. Suddenly, my eyes are wide open, and I see the light. I want it all.
Do you think you can get it all from Mark?
I want to play the field. If he doesn't give me what I want, somebody else will.
I think I don't know you anymore.
Michelle is laughing. Pause.
You are being manipulative, Lisa.
So what? You can learn from me.
Lisa is laughing. Pause.
You have to take as much as you can. You have to live. My friend, don't worry. I have everything covered.
Tell me more. Maybe I can understand your point of view.
I don't want to talk about it. Let's put this stuff in gold. We only have an hour before people will be coming.
Lisa and Michelle start working on party preparation while they are talking. Michelle, angrily.
I want to know. It's important to me. You are my best friend. This really upsets me.
I don't know what the big mystery is. Doesn't everybody look out for number one? Don't I deserve the best?
I can't do that.
Michelle is laughing.
You are too much for me, Lisa.
You're not such an angel yourself.
We're not talking about me.
Michelle throws cherry tomato at Lisa. Lisa throws a prawn at Michelle
Stop it. They'll be here any minute. Are you trying to ruin my party?
I'm with you. Let's talk later. Looks to me like we're ready.
So now is time for questions to Greg. And I would like to start with first saying thank you for taking your time to come here, because we know you're very busy.
I am very busy, yeah.
Probably have a great sex life. That's out of the way. So I want to start with going back. When did you kind of realize that you wanted to write a book about all these experiences?
Well, as soon as people started seeing the movie, everyone was like, what the hell? Like, why, how, you know, the usual. So I figured if you guys knew how crazy, jacked up, weird the story was behind the film, it was even weirder than the actual film. So I figured, you know what, I gotta start from the beginning and just share the story.
And we just heard great scenes from the original script. Sorry? We just heard great suggestions from the original script. How many incarnations did that go through before the final script?
I wish you just left it the way you wrote it, because there was no Denny, there was no Chris R. It was just a total mindfuck of whatever he was going through at the time. But there was a few changes. Once he decided he was going to make The Room a film, he didn't take into account that the title wouldn't really fit anymore, but he just started adding characters and Michelle and Mike, and so I think there was like 3 or 4 different drafts.
And all the drafts were called The Room?
Yep.
Did he ever explain the title?
No.
What is your take on the title?
I think he liked like the sound of it or the concept. When he initially described it, he said it would all take place in one room, which I thought.
What the fuck?
So anyway, how's your sex life? So after we made The Room, Tommy and I took a road trip up the California coast.
Yeah!
I wanted to explore the somebody's chicken thing. No, I'm just kidding. So we took a road trip up the California coast. We were staying in a hotel, and I told Tommy to meet me around back because I knew the dude waiting in there wouldn't give us the last room if he saw us walk in together. And so I told him, meet me around back. And so when I let him in, as we were falling asleep in separate beds, he said, you know, I have this vision. I think you bring me up here to try to kill me. And so I thought about it for a while. I was like, where the hell did he get that? And so as we're driving back, I started having these thoughts. What if that really did happen? What if I took him to a cliffside, ditched him, took his keys, I had access to everything. I could go find out where he lived, who he was, because at that point I didn't really know anything. And so I started thinking about that, and I started writing this really weird story, and then it just got more twisted and more twisted. And in 5 days, I had this whole story and screenplay about that. And then I thought, God, this character is so much like Tommy. So I got some interest from Sony, who really liked the script, and then the last thing was to get Tommy interested. And sure enough, he said, oh, sure, why not? So yeah, so it just came together in a really, really bizarre way.
And when can we see this masterpiece?
You know, we're supposed to finish shooting in probably by January, so hopefully sometime next year, maybe for next Halloween. So I gotta say, working with Tommy in a different environment with him as an actor, he really did an amazing job. He never complained, and he, I think it's the best thing he's done since The Room. I felt like I saw the Tommy from The Room really starting to come back, so that was fun.
We can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it. No, I don't know about you guys, but it looks really amazing. It looks really good. Woo!
I figured for all these years of you guys supporting us, I owed you a favor, so I'm gonna really try to give you something that's great and, you know, same flavor as The Room, but, you know, something different. But anyway, about The Room, you guys are about to watch it, so I'm going to give you my first experience when I watched The Room with an audience at the premiere. Now, remember, Tommy had hired a publicist to prepare everybody coming to this thing. They were about to watch the next Streetcar Named Desire. So everyone that was coming in here was expecting, you know, a masterful work of, you know, new dramatic director. So the logo comes on and everybody starts to kind of chuckle. And I'm like, shit, that's just the logo. So by the time the sex scene started rolling on, I pieced out, hung out in the lobby, people started walking out, their faces were just, there's no more blood in their faces, they were just shocked. And then these two guys looked at each other, and I was kind of eavesdropping, and the guy looked at his friend and said, "I'll never get hard again." So, on that note, I hope you guys have a great time watching The Room, and I will see you after.
Original Tommy Wiseau watch. This is.